You know, it's not only our experiences that mold us, but also the lesson that we learn from them. Unfortunately, there are many who learns nothing from such experiences, but not Kitty Fane. The Painted Veil by Somerset Maugham tells a story of a woman's transformation from a worthless being to an awakened soul. Kitty, the wife of Walter Fane, had her own reasons to justify her clandestine relationship with Charles Townsend. She never liked Walter, her husband, and a bacteriologist working in Shanghai, where she met Charles, who, unlike her husband, was a popular government servant. She married Walter just because she did not receive any suitable proposal. On the other hand, Walter was neck deep in love with Kitty, and every hell broke loose when he found out her infidelity. Though Kitty thought getting a divorce from him would not be a strenuous task, Walter's conditions for granting the divorce shattered her expectations. He would divorce her only if Charles divorced his wife Dorothy and promised to marry Kitty. If not, she would have to accompany him to cholera stricken Metan Fu, where people were dying like flies. She never doubted for a minute that Charles would disown her, which was exactly what happened. Charles was more keen to hush up the issue by asking her to deny their relationship. Kitty was quick to understand that Walter too expected the same reaction from Charles. Perhaps this episode sowed the first seed of awakening in Kitty. If Charles did not agree to divorce his wife and Kitty still needed a divorce, it would come to her with a heavy price, charges of adultery. Hence, she was left with no other option but accompany Walter to a cholera-stricken place. About Walter, he was madly in love with Kitty. He volunteered to go to the cholera-stricken place to punish himself for loving her. Though she realized her mistake and accepted it, Walter could not forgive her. At the same time, he also could not stop loving her. He loved her knowing all her defects. Still, he expected a lot from her. Sometimes a human mind is unfathomable. And with Kitty, though she developed a huge respect for Walter later, she could not bring herself to love him. Human minds are strange, and Mom had delved deeply into the abyss of those human emotions. Kitty is certainly not a likable character, but my heart went out to her when she was telling Walter, tears streaming down her eyes, that it was not her fault that she was brought up that way. Kitty was right when she asked Walter why did he assume her to be of a higher order when she was not. Kitty is a perfect example of a round character. The work was serialized in Cosmopolitan starting from November 1924, and the book was eventually published in 1925.